So, you think you might want to move somewhere like Bangkok. You know, you might be bored of the day-to-day monotony of life back home where you're from. Now, Bangkok is an incredible option if you want to do that. But if somebody was to spring out of the ground right now and say to me, Freesh, what's maybe 4 topics that you think I should consider before I even think about moving out here? I've got some notes together and I'm going to make a quick video going over some, I think, important topics that definitely stick out in my mind after being here on and off for the last 12 months. Cost of living. Now, money. Everybody is obsessed with money. There's this thing at the moment about Bangkok and Thailand in general, about it being expensive. Relative to other cities in the region, such as maybe Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam, Siem Reap in Cambodia, and even Vientiane in Laos, it is more expensive. But in my opinion, and debatably as well, it's arguably bigger and better. And it puts cities like New York, Tokyo, and London, gives them a good run for their money in terms of the scope of them and the experience you get. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, for me, there's more value than just how many pennies you can save. There's also value in the kind of lifestyle you can get as well, which means in Bangkok you can still pay far less than those other expensive cities that I mentioned earlier without having to downgrade too much in quality, which is a great thing. But I'll tell you something about Bangkok that isn't quality. Traffic and pollution. 2 things that unfortunately have become synonymous with Bangkok, and kind of rightfully so. Even last January when we were here in Bangkok, the pollution in the air got to what I was calling a top 4 Champions League spot of most polluted cities on the planet, which is crazy. Now, to quickly go over traffic, this is a constant thing day to day, but there are ways around it. Like, you can get the public transport system here, which is incredible, and it's growing, it's cheap, convenient. Honestly, it's amazing. I couldn't praise it enough. Some people argue it's not that connected, but if you're a foreigner visiting or wanting to stay here longer term, where it goes outside of its reach, I wouldn't see too many reasons to go to these places. But if you really do have to, then yeah, that taxi for that last extra bit is an option. Just download Grab or Bolt to book the taxis. Now, pollution is there for a very small number of the 365 days of the year, at least from my experience, and apparently usually it strikes in February and March, the worst. And maybe there is a way around it. Somebody might say air purifier, but unless you're kind of facing that the whole time and breathing at it, I don't see that you can just completely stay away from the pollution at all times. Now, was it bad at the time? Absolutely, but would it be enough for me to put somebody off coming here? I don't know about that. It's just something to bear in mind. But when the thick, dense air clears, it's time to make friends. But how do you do that? Loneliness. Now, I've been fortunate enough that I've come here with somebody, and I'm not too bothered about making millions of friends. But I know for some people, building those connections is really important. Thankfully, there's so many websites that offer networking, not just for business, but also socially as well. There'll be different bars that host events, or parks will host, I don't know, exercise events like running events. You can look on Facebook and Reddit as well. Sometimes people will post on there about things that are going on. There's so many. And if you want to go even further with it, if you sign up to my community, I highlight some of the best ones that I see and post them on my updates. So if you want to get involved with that, you'll see the link in the description. Now, the obvious one is nightlife. Surely there's no better place to meet other drunk idiots that tell each other they're like a long lost brother and they're well alright. With a city of 11 million plus people, I'm sure you'll find at least a couple that have got a bit of time for you. But meeting random strangers is good and all, but is there any harm in it? That brings me on to safety. Just about Bangkok, it's got to be one of the safest cities in the world. Now, the clips that you may or may not have seen where people leave their phones on charge in bus stations and malls, people leave their valuables on tables, they're not like AI, meme, clickbait, whatever. Like, it's real, which, let's be honest, in my home capital city of London even, you just wouldn't be able to do. What I'm trying to get at is, it is a really safe place, especially in terms of that kind of like confrontational crime that everybody kind of associates with like danger, I guess. Now, the most unsafe thing here is road safety. Some of the stuff you see is an absolute joke, but as long as you exercise extra caution, I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine. Now, with all of this being said, my advice would be, the world is full of people who say they're going to do things, and also people that actually go and do it. If you want to come and live in Bangkok for a bit, just do it. I could sit here as much as I want until the cows come home, or whatever they say. talking about why you shouldn't come here, but the only real way you're going to find out if it's worth it is just by doing it. In the description, again, I've got a link that's like a budget destination calculator, so you can put your exact financial situation in, put your kind of preferences in there as well, and the results it will give you are kind of what visas are best for you in the destinations that's best for you, and give you a breakdown of your budget as well. And again, it's absolutely free to use. Through watching these videos, if you do develop any kind of trust or whatever with me, then trust me, it's a great place. And the days of you being somewhere you don't want to be, they need to be done. So yeah, get those flights booked, come here, and go away say, have the best time ever.